And welcome again to another high vibe channeling session. This one's for April 19th, 2026. Today we have the esteemed delight of knocking my microphone around. But other than that, it's from Brother Francis Revels-Bey, who's been with us many times before and brought his amazing group of beings with him. He is a Long Island, New York native and proficient in meditation, numerology. He's also a spiritual counselor, and he's been doing that for over 5 decades and has written 7 books and brings in more entities than I think that I could name. But rest assured, almost all of them are worth good points in Scrabble because they have long names. And he has been channeling ascended masters and the what I consider the star of his show, the his Mother Grace, who started his art, of which is the um, individual responsible for his Circle of Grace One, that you can find all of his material on as well. And he can tell you more about himself, and we're just glad to have him back. Welcome, Brother Francis.
Welcome, everybody. It's been an interesting time. As you know, this man-made time is collapsing. I don't remember too much what happened before, which is kind of cool. I remember the joyful moments, so I don't remember all that stagnated stuff. It's like here and gone, and I remember the good points. Yes, my mom was my first spiritual teacher for me at about age 8, and took me to a lot of people, a lot of her circle of friends, being Rosicrucians and Astara. Um, but many of them said, for me not to chase it, let it come. It'll come in its due time. So 10 years later, freshman in college, the dream that I had at 8 years old was a vision, actually took place. And from there, um, I would always write back these long letters, 5, 6 page letters, both sides, saying, how come I'm walking around campus and I walk by somebody and I hear all this stuff about them? And she said, you'll know what to do with it. She wasn't really trying to help me. She was just let me wander through the psychic garden. So I started picking up information on people, and because I got to be a campus mail person, I would go to all of the professors' offices, pick up mail, and bring it back to the mail center. But I would hang out, and when someone would walk past me too many times, I'd see what their box number was. I'd go around the back and find out their name, and I would just write their first name and last initial on the envelope. I was smart enough not to handwrite the letter, so I would type it out, old-fashioned Corona typewriter style, 2 fingers at a time, and eventually it kind of caught up with me a little bit because the campus was saying either we got FBI, CIA on campus knows everything about everybody. Who is this person? So I eventually, told my mom, and she says, well, what do you think you should be doing now? I said, I think I'm going to retire. She said, good. You're supposed to be up there studying art, not being a psychic right now, do your art. So that's how that happened. And learned how to meditate in college and my freshman year. And I started teaching everybody else how to do that. And numerology in 1974 showed up. So I started to do all of that, and everything else kind of picked up. I was channeling since 2000, but I didn't think much of it. I was doing a lot of ascended masters. So, and of course, my mother was very strong. So I'm kind of ready because I can feel my body getting hot. I'm starting to sweat. First of all, the youngster from Sirius wants to go first. That's Benel. Um, he says, I've been waiting for this time because we are all excited in the different parts of this particular galaxy, amongst all the planets and amongst all the other galaxies. We watch and we see what's going on there, and we see things falling down. And he says it this way: this is a good thing. It doesn't feel good, but it's a good thing. He says, because now the real you, which is your higher self, your buttons are being pushed, and you're being pushed to bring forward your higher self. And those who are having the difficulties that are acting out in the manner that they are eventually will give up that show. And he says, imagine someone being dragged into the positive arena and they don't want to really go. He said it's like trying to give a dog a bath, and the dog's, I don't want to go, and it's squirming, but eventually it gets in there and then it feels great. So it says one at a time, small groups, small groups at a time are starting to want to leave the negative arena and catch up and join the positive arena in some kind of fashion. What I want you all to know is there are many, many councils. Every planet, every satellite planet has a council of some type. And he says, you experience these things like if you ever went to uh, what you call college, university. When you went, the minute you enrolled and you were accepted, you were a member of every club. You really didn't have to join. You were already a member because your tuition paid for you to be a member of every club on campus. Your presence coming as the higher self makes you a member of every council there is. But however, yeah, you just can't barge right in and say, I want this, and this. You kind of have to wait online a little bit, and they can tell by your aura, the energy you give off, if you're to be involved in particular councils or arenas. We want you to become more sensitive to nature around you. We want you to talk to everything. You may have heard this before, but I must say this again. For your utmost well being, you got plants, talk to them. Cats, dogs, talk to them. Lizards, talk to them. Talk to them because they hear your thoughts. They know if you're sad, they come around and look at you. Mommy, why are you crying? Why are you angry? Should I bring you a can to kick around in the yard? You want to go out for a walk, and you thinking they want to go out for a walk, but it's actually they need you to get out of the house or the apartment so the energy can be recalibrated when you are out and then you come back and then everything is situated just right. So this is important, but one of the most important things we want you all to do is start stargazing, sun gazing, especially sunrise. So, for instance, when you're not feeling well, you can go outside at about sunrise, the first 20 minutes before it hits white, especially when you see the golden orange hue, and just gaze upon it and open your energy up through your heart chakra so you can receive the energy. And also put your sun hands up because you have your heart points, which are connected to your physical heart and it's connected to the sun. And so this way you could bathe in the light like you're taking a shower. And when you feel the tingling come up on your hands, you could rub it into your skin, or you could make touch points wherever you're feeling um, worn out and tired. Um, we want you to do whatever you need for self care. We also want you to pay attention to the fact that there will be many people coming and going around you who think they know you, but then they don't know you. And then they try to tell you, why are you doing that? So don't listen. It's just your higher self is telling you to do certain things. Do what you need to do because your higher self knows exactly what you need in every moment of your life. That means if you need to sleep all day, do it. You need 24 hours of just sleeping and binging, watching some movies, do it. If you're being told, I need you to go out and get a pint of ice cream. No, get a half gallon. We'll do a little bit at a time. We're not eat the whole thing now. Don't do that. But I need to see you eat and need you be happy and be childish because it is the pleasure of the palatial places that you enter with the heart of a child and not as an adult. You'll have the wisdom and the mindset of an adult, but your heart will come in like a child. That is the true key. And what you will notice is the more you do that, your appearance is going to change. It's like you're stopping aging for a moment. And you're going to feel the little quirks in your body, the little stiffness, and that's going to go away because this newfound energy is coming to you. Trees. Trees want you to have a conversation. Just talk to the trees. Stand around the trees. See what the tree wants you to hear and know about. Just like you would go and embrace an old friend, the tree is asking you to slow down, see which one is calling you over, and you start approaching the tree. Put your hands so that you're about maybe 10 feet or 10 strides from a tree, then you're 5 strides from a tree, then you're 3 steps away from the tree, and then see what the tree has to say. If you find acorns, touch the acorns, the message in them. If you find the pine cone, things that look like little cedar chip cones, they may let you take one home. And if not, they just want you to pick up and meditate with it and observe it. But they just want you to communicate. Trees are like antennas, and they're feeding into you and telling you what to do sometimes. If you are people who enjoy some form of physical exercise, do it. In fact, the more you repeat certain exercises, we know that you all know what is yoga, qigong, tai chi. Yeah, we know about these things. We do them there too. You're not the only ones doing these things. We do them too. We do them slightly different. We do more of a freestyle, not a set pattern. We know what the forms are, and then we just go what the heart is telling us to do, and you're still doing it. But when you are outdoors, or if you have plants inside, you're going to dance that frequency with the plants because they could feel you, just like your thoughts, they could feel your thoughts. So when you're outside, your free form can be felt throughout nature, and nature is having that movement with you. So I'm going to move to the side because someone said they were here the last time for their first time. And So I'm going to let him come through. And he says, I'm bringing a new one with me. We go way back. I came last time. Last time I came, I was to you, El-Zin. And I told you I had a connection to elves, the elfin community. I still have that card. uh, but the one who is channeling mentioned that there was a Amenkar, the best way to say it. It's like saying amen and then the car you drive, or karma, amen car. There's a K there. He said it's just sound. He says, do not try to pull it into like amen prayer and karma. He said, don't do that. Just say the sound. The sound sets up a frequency, sets up a vibration. Because the higher you're going to become, the names don't mean anything anymore. It's just sound. That's all that's necessary. So we both are going to talk as one. I, El-Zin, and Amenkar. We want to let you know that we are happy to be amongst you as well. But what we want you to begin to pay attention to is don't become fearful about what we're about to tell you because there's nothing to be afraid of. But everything has a number connected to it, right? You buy clothes. You go to those places, you get clothes, and you have that little label or tag, right? And what did the clerk go? Beep. He said, wait a minute, how do they know that when they put that little red light or green light, it brings up everything, the stock item, everything? He said, well, guess what? When you leave that area and you get home, make sure you take those off because they are carrying a frequency. Don't leave them on. Some people have a habit of people say women do it, but men do it too. They buy all these garments and they don't take the tags off. So the tag is giving off a frequency around them. And we knew some time ago, months ago, many of you were told that sometimes you need to shut off your computer equipment for a moment and then reboot it because everything in the ethers is trying to read you. And these things are giving out signals. So be aware of that. So imagine, as an example, you like watching TV. You decide to leave it on. You don't necessarily cut it off. You go in the next room, some other part of the house. The so-called smart TV, if you notice, you can leave it on and it'll shut off. You didn't shut it off. Who's shutting it off? You didn't shut it off. And you're going through cable system and internet. Those companies are reading the mechanisms, reading the bandwidth. So they say, oh, this guy's got too much bandwidth happening in this house. This TV's on. Shut it off. Just for a moment. Then he comes back in and turns it on. Now he's back online again. Same with your thing called a cell phone. Want to prove something to yourself. In the middle of the day, sometimes you can cut off your cell phone. And if you're very quiet, you hear do 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 boom. Where's that coming from? Cell phone company through the tower is putting out a blip message, and then eventually you get a silver alert. Now your phone was off, but you got a silver alert that came through that someone got lost, but you had the phone off. They're controlling everything. Everything is being controlled. You're not that much in control. You might do what children have learned to do. They wrap their phones in their bags with some tinfoil. Now beat my phone and they can't find you. It's the same as what they call the gentleman was from Germany, Reif. He created this system where you could put sleeves and cards and blocks people from reading your chips, reading your data, the black bar on the back of your cards and things. I'm saying this because it's getting more high tech now. And eventually, what's going to happen is your higher self is going to step in and go, guess what? Don't go to that intersection. And you think, but that's the shortest way to get to school. Yeah, it is the biggest way to get read while you're going to school. Go the other way. Go to back roads. Stay off the highways. Go to back streets and still show up on time. Everything is reading you. Everything. Cameras are tuning into you like a dot. But how do you overcome that? First of all, have no fear. You are a part of the higher source, have always been connected to higher divine source energy. You call I am presence, God, goddess energy. You've always been connected. You've never been separated. They just try to make you think that you're separated. You're not separated. It's like mom knows where the daughter is, dad knows where the son is, and they know your routine. Those who love you know your routine. Those who don't love you are trying to figure out your routine, and they can't always figure you out. It's like some people are professional hypnotists in your world will tell you not everybody can be hypnotized. And they'll say, I've hypnotized thousands of people except for one. And that one is looking at me like, not working here. I have absolute control. But what do I do so I don't be embarrassed as a hypnotist? I don't look at them. I look at everybody else. That stay away from that one who knows, whose frequency is bigger than mine. We are in the regions around you, and we want you to get your vibration internally as strong and as clear and as high so that when you radiate it out, that's when it's known as a frequency, and it's so strong that only the positives show up in your space. Now, it has been said there's the separation of me and them and good and bad and this and that, but you don't want to keep drinking poisons, right? Yeah, yeah, there's poison and there's the good stuff. You don't want to keep drinking poison. So it's okay to manipulate, flip it, turn it, clear it out of your system so that the real you is being seen. If you're waking up 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., that is the network time where everybody is in the frequency of a higher vibration. Many people are asleep, and then there's the so-called occult manipulators. They're out there too because they know that that's the time frame. But all you got to do is before you go to sleep, I will not be read unless I want to be read. I will not be out of my body traveling unless I want to be out of my body traveling. You could also speak to all of your guides who will just come on through and get you if it's necessary. If you want to learn things of a higher frequency, just say so mentally throughout the day, through your heart. I want to learn higher things. Just not higher consciousness. I want to have a higher awareness. Just not a higher awareness. I want to have a greater remembrance. Just not a greater remembrance. I want to get back to the real me. And then your higher self will say, well, guess what? The contract that you signed is invalid. You can now be your higher self. But if you're going to be your higher self, now you have full responsibility of all your thoughts and all your feelings. So you have to watch what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Stay clear as much as possible. That's very important. If you're being led to go buy water, double check that pull, because higher authorities or lower authorities trying to be higher authorities might be trying to lead you there and read the energy of you through water. Everything can be read, but everything holds consciousness. So you might say, I don't feel like going out by the beach today, but I hear you, water. I hear you. What do you want me to do? And water says, well, you got water running through your house, right? Same thing. Talk to it. Bring it out in a glass of water and have a conversation. Why? Because we can hear everything. Everything in the cosmos is connected. And the biggest key is to be silent. And the only way you can be silent is make sure you're not watching or listening to something within the last hour or so before you go to sleep. That gets you ready for silence. Same thing when you're waking up, ready to get up in the morning. Don't turn on anything like a TV or cell phone or a radio or a record player, you name it, because you need that moment to know that you're grounded back inside your physical form. So we don't want you to become overwhelmed in any way. Silence, it's like that cliche, it's truly golden. So when you can deal with absolute silence, you're gonna be so happy that you step out before you step outside your house, you're talking and receiving information in absolute silence. And you get to choose what you want to receive and what you want to put aside. You see, you can create your world. We're just letting you know, create, be like an artist, a sculptor, dancer, photographer. Things are in front of you. You have creative abilities, and you ask to bring them into this world. Don't waste them, use them. It is better to use them, just use them, because there's sometimes you got the skills, but you can't sell the product. Don't worry about it. Just create it anyway, put it aside. Someone will be coming to you shortly and say, you know what, man, I just want to find one piece of abstract, I'm willing to pay a decent price. And then your higher self goes, bing, bing. You know that piece you got in the closet? Bring it out and see if this is something that they might be interested in. The person, you know what? I dreamt about something similar to this. You, I'll buy it from you. And whatever your heart tells you to do in communication with their heart is so. So it wasn't a waste of time or energy. Last thing, this comes from Amenkar. Amenkar says, I like to dance. How about you? You all have that phrase, sing and dance like no one's watching. Don't worry, the ants are watching, bees are watching, butterflies are watching, you know. Then they come around because they're dancing too. But dance, you know. There's some places you go to and um, places and nobody's dancing, but the music is good, you know. So guess what? Your higher self says, "Tag, you're in. Let's go." You're on the perimeter dancing. Then you find the groove, and you're really in the groove dancing. Before you know it, people are coming on the floor dancing because you're out there by yourself enjoying the moment. You're not performing, you're enjoying the moment. And you'll know when to walk off. And then when you walk off, someone says, "Oh, I was just coming up to dance with you." It's all right, come on. And you dance, and you dance, and you dance. Your dance is like prayer. Your dance is a healing essence. And it's healing for you, and it's healing for the people who are present. And if you're outdoors, it's healing for the world. Just do it. I'm Akhenaten, and took a little while to get here. I was working on something. You know, myself and Nefertiti and Tutankhamun, we go back and kind of shake our heads how our sarcophagus are constantly being opened. But don't worry, our spirit ain't in there. What the people don't understand is how would they like someone going to their parents, you know, burial spot and just digging them up and open them and see what they can find. They don't realize they are disturbing the peace in different realms. But we learned at an early age not to worship the physical form so much that when it was time to go, we could simply let go because we were using it to be on the earth plane and then we exited into another realm of consciousness. That's why you sleep. You are practicing. When you go into the dream world, that's the real one. In the dream world, you can do whatever you want. That affects this one. So when you're in the dream world, that's the real world. You can make changes, you can talk to people, you can be whoever you want to be because there's no restrictions. But imagine this world here was built off of a dream and it has its limitations. But when you're in the dream world, limitations don't exist. It's free will movement, communication, but it has its universal laws in there, which are basically common sense. When you're in the dream world, you don't peer into someone else's world because you think you can. You can, but that's not what you want to do. You want to respect each other's spaces. So that's what you do. We are calling many of you to travel in and out of different realms, different realities. These are the different life streams that were taught to you as being past lives. They're not really past, they're running right next door to you all the time. So that term or phrase, quantum leaping, quantum jumping, you know, in the movies they kind of play around with it. Harry Potter went that what through a fireplace, you know, get into another world. Superman changed in a phone booth. Like, guy's busy as he's in a phone booth changing. There are so many ways in which you may travel and go into places. One of the best places to go through a state of stillness and silence. One day you will remember these wonderful skills that you can be right where you are right now and communicate with everyone that's in different realms. The interesting factor, we want you to remember that you are multifaceted, multidimensional. So there's a you here, and several lanes over, there's another you that's doing something, that's thinking about someone around me is thinking about me. Who is that? You're really thinking about yourself. And so let's say you want to be a master healer. There's several parts of you in these other zones, these other dimensions, living the life as a healer. What you want to do is find the one who is the master already and begin to communicate to find out how that part of yourself went through what it need to go through to be that. There will be, we're not going to say now in the moment that we would like to say, but you will experience those other parts of yourself in the dream world. There's a moment when you come together. They talk about the 12 strands of the DNA, right? 12 dimensions, 12 chakras. Same thing. You will sit in silence and you will be able to walk into all 12 of them, all stitched to at the same time. And you'll have all this extra wisdom and knowledge and understanding and new skills. You will know what to do and what not to do. You'll know how to be in this world, but not of it, which means be invisible for a moment. Be invisible for a moment. You might say, I'm driving, I can't find a parking space. But in another dimension, similar situation, you already got the parking space. Just tune into that part of yourself, and then you'll see like a glitch around you, and you'll see like, wow, this parking lot is full, and then all of a sudden, there ain't nobody here. That's when you go. And you find your parking space. But you got to remember the glitch happened, open it up so you can get the parking space. Make sure you touch your car and get the feeling. So when you come out, you don't go like, where did I park? And you can pull out your thing, go boop, 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 all day long, and it may not trigger because you forgot you went through the gap to get it. So we want you to, it's okay, turn around and look and make sure, inhale the energy and make sure. Sometimes you may have to stand outside the store and just look real good at it. Turn around, and then you'll see your car and stamp that memory. Now go do what you got to do. Hang out with friends. You can leave your car there. It'll be fine. Come back. It'll be there. Untouched, unscathed. It has been mentioned they're not going to talk today, but this is the Guardians. This is a message that they gave myself and Nefertiti today to share because they're busy working. This is Attila and Salina, the guardians of the Selenite world. They're in the earth and they are fashioning a brand new selenite. And this selenite will be seen in about 3 to 4 years from now. It's not an orange selenite. It's not a white, luminous selenite. It's a different kind that has so many rays of colors flowing through it. In fact, when you look at it, you might think it's kyanite or a rough version of tourmaline, but it's a very, very beautiful new selenite. And this is happening because the world needs the healing. And so it is being prepared. The interesting factor is that many of you will see it and not sure what you're looking at. Uh, could be at a show, Gem Mineral Show. It could be sitting in the earth, but it looks like a piece of glass. And you say, I don't know. Reach down there. And, oh, it's a little slither out of nowhere. Where's the slither coming from? You were just gifted with it. And you were told to come back to that area and just stand there. And if you can tune in to the mountains in front of you and into the earth, you'll see where it is. But it left a sign that it's coming onto the earth 6 to 7 years. So by the time 2036, 2037 is here, it'll be above ground. But like Nefertiti says, and here she comes. What we do not like is when people want to be miners. And then just digging and digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. Just bringing up things out of the earth. Like they got to take it home to themselves, to their own location. Like, really? That's like having a buffet, tons of food, and one person comes in and takes it all, think it's for them. No, it's for everybody. We're just wanting people to only take what you need. You don't need tons, you just need the right one, right? Because selenite is a master healer, master communicator, master cleanser. It can cleanse any gem in the world, even a meteorite. That's how strong it is. So next time you go to a gem show, I know you're drooling. You see this guy with a huge piece of selenite. Well, guess what? He has to go home with it because nobody wants a big piece like that in their home. What are they going to do with a big piece like that in their home? They can't leave it in the backyard because somebody's going to figure out how to alleviate them from that big thing, and then he's going to somebody stole my selenite. No, you weren't supposed to have it that big anyway. There'll be a time to experience. You'll be called when to receive it or just see it. You see, sometimes you just need to see a thing and be in its presence for it to send a spark into you. When you get enough of the spark into you, you already have it. And we always want to tell you, you are walking around with elements of copper, iron, sodium, salt, phosphate, magnesium, and something called selenium in your body. You got called to the gym show because your body needs to get amped up with some more light infused into the selenium in your body, you see. Some of you walk into these places with your water flask, right? Well, next time, put the water flask up, touching your body. You might have it in a sling or something, let it touch your body. And now look at the selenite and then touch. the water flask and receive the energy, depositing it into the water, you see. You don't even have to drink it. You can, you only need to sip a little portion of it, but the energy will fuse through the flask into the body anyway. You say, well, how is this possible? Your ancestors did it millions of years ago. They didn't have all these things that you have today. They didn't have refrigeration like you have today. They didn't have a car like you have today, but they had something. They were moving things around with the power of sound in their mind and spirit and so forth. Many of these are going to come soon. Many are on the earth walking amongst you already. And you will continue to communicate. I'm Grandma Charlotte. I sit here and I watch all of you. And I have great tears in my eyes to see the one who's channeling. For it is his time. But I say that because it is your time. Practice channeling as much as you can. The moment will present itself when you are called upon to channel. Do not be afraid. Be excited. You've asked to come into this world at this time with this presence, this sacred wisdom, this sacred understanding of life and the energy and how it moves about you and through you. You see, your ancestors, millions of years ago, in other locations, in other realms around you, always were channeling through dance, through song, through the beat of a drum, still channeling, communicating. There was a singer back in the 60s. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Da, 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 da. The world still needs it. You're the gateway. And speaking of gateways, don't worry about the gateway in Iran. There's gateways all over this planet. There are living gateways called you, and you. You are a living gateway. That's the secret. You are a key. That's the secret. You can, it's like people go camping, right? They go out to the woods and they find a spot and they pop a tent. There's some people who don't have the pleasure of doing that. But what the children used to do, play like they're camping at home. In a bedroom, whole bedroom set up like a tent, lights going on and things. And you, the adult, will go like, "Well, I'm an adult now. I can't do that because I'm an adult." It's okay. Adulting is fine. Act like a child sometimes to bring back the joy of love because we want you to do that. Many, many of you are learning so many things. Learn to love and embrace yourself and love and embrace yourself and love and embrace yourself. And because you do it for you, the child will look in your eyes and see the love in you and turn around and shower the parent with the love. So many are here. They're rolling around like children laughing and cackling. I've never seen my daughter, Mother Grace, laugh so much. She's like a child rolling around and dancing, and you know, she's pointing to me, and I see my father. When they were younger, my father in the army was a champion Lindy Hopper. And when he came out of the army, he owned two zoot suits. He just called them the peg leg pants. And he and my mom would go dancing with their friends. He had a navy blue, dark blue with thin pinstripe, broad tie, and the spats on the shoes. And I said, Mommy, why is Dad dressed like that? Oh, don't worry, we going dancing tonight. We're gonna pick up your aunties and your uncles, and we going dancing. And my brother and I said, "Can we go?" Nah, we got somebody to watch you guys. We'll tell you about it later. And my mom used to say, "Yeah, your dad, he swung me out one time. I went all the way across the floor, and I was sitting at a table. I had to walk back across the dance floor." I told him, "You know what? I'm just going to support your dance, and you go dance with somebody else. I can't be flinging out way across the other side of the room. It's a lot of people." My dad had a navy blue and a solid black peg leg, he called it, but that was a zoot suit, and he only wore it to go dancing in. It was the craze. And there's all kind of zoot suits. They have when that's when you see those jackets, dress jackets, real long down to the knees, and the pants bell out, and the pointed shoes. And that was the day, the zoot suit. So Father Napoleon, first time here. He says, "I am fine, I am well, son. I have done a lot of work on myself, and so proud of you and your brother, family, and nieces and nephews doing things. Just keep going strong." Electronics was my thing. And he's talking to me this way because he knows I asked him to help me find a frequency generator, and I found one. And I was telling Lauren, I said, it's probably going to show up next week, and I'm going to let her know how much fun I'm going to have with it. This thing has 57 frequencies from 2 hertz all the way up to 10,000. And I can't wait to, but it's not musical tones, it's that straight tone that you hear. Anything from, I think, 1,000 and up, the human ear doesn't hear it. It's just too high. But I'm going to be experimenting because I want to make some changes. So finally, he has pushed me to get this frequency generator. I'm going to have a ball with it. It's right up his alley because he was a TV and radio repair person. And he tinkered in the basement with frequencies all the time. We didn't understand, my brother and I didn't understand why we heard it. Beep. So what's that? My mother says, "Oh, don't go downstairs. Your dad is down there tinkering." Then he'd come upstairs like he didn't do anything. And dad was something else. Frequency and sound, he says, it's going to become a major thing now. You could counteract sound with crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, and tuning forks. Will be essential to your well being. Why? Because you're going to interrupt that shards of energy coming through your neighborhood. and entering your homes. So you will use sound to break up those things so that you're not overwhelmed, you're not disturbed by that stuff. And he says, once you hear these tones that you need to hear for yourself, you will memorize the sound of the tone. And you imagine going outside, drop just like you remember a song, and you go outside, you hum a song, right? You'll hear the tone or frequency so many times, you'll in your mind playing it, humming it, chanting it through your body. And all this other negative stuff will have to come to a halt because it can't enter your auric field because you're playing this energy out so far. So my dad says, pay attention to tones and sounds and find the ones that are good for you. All right, Mother Grace, come on through. She said, you're not gonna let your grandma Charlotte have the show. You know, I gave birth to you. We had the contract, not her. I said, whew. My mama, Leo. Her her mother, Leo. Two Leos. All their siblings were Sag and Geminis and Virgos in that house, and a lot of fire, a lot of air, no water. Here I come through, water sign, my brother water sign, and my dad water sign, but I'm the only Pisces in the house. So Mother Grace is here. She says, I I'm here to tell you that you must communicate. You must talk to all of the beings that are coming around. The Octurians, the Lyrians, the from Andromeda, Orion, Sirius. Start saying, who's out here pairing up with me? What is it that I need to know? And then start to journal. First, you may not think you're getting the information, but you'll hear it over and over and realize you'll see examples around you, which will let you know you are receiving information very distinctively and very clearly from them. And this will help you become more fine tuned because we don't want to call you star seeds anymore. You're not a seed. You've outgrown the seed. You're getting back to being more galactic being. So when these others come and visit, they don't want to say, okay, he or she is trying to be a star seed. They don't know how big they are. They're galactic. Which means they can talk to a lot of beings at the same time. Sometimes when you are a star seed, then you only get to talk to Palladian or you only get to talk to Syrian because you may have that ability. But if you say that you are a galactic being pretending to be human, you'll step out of the human mode and start talking to everybody telepathically, conversation going. Yes, you are hearing things for real now. It's not a joke, it's for real. That's why you're led to lay down and go to sleep, go back into the dream world and converse and learn. Many times you can look around your house and see a stream of beings walking through, having full conversations. Where are they going to? And they look at you like, we're waiting for you, but we'll be back. And then eventually you say, I need to go for a walk. Now you're out where they can really communicate, no one in the way between you and them. So we are saying that. They are saying this. open contact is coming. The reason why you don't get a specific date, because many of you, not just you all, but there are others around the world who are going like this. Let's see, when are they're going to show up now? Someone said they're going to come at such and such a time. No. While you're doing that, they're right behind you going, why are you looking at that? That is an extension. This is an extension of me. It's based off of who I am. Towers are based off of your spine. Tune up your chakras, get yourself tuned up, ground yourself with your crystals, because you're it. They're already in contact with you because you're having full blown half conversations while you're in the garden. No accident. You're sitting in the garden, an ant walks through. I ain't seen this ant in months. And all of a sudden, these ants are, why? Galactic being says, I want you to go over there to that block, those apartments, that guy, Brother Francis, and I want you to show up right on his glass of his window. And hang out on the tree and let the tree branch swing. Boop, and you're going to show up. And he's going to go, why is the ant here? And the ant's going to go like, look up. You look up and there's Akhenaten, big old tall Akhenaten walking through. Like, we were waiting for you in the movie theater, but you didn't come. So we came to you. Everything is consciously, constantly talking to you. Now you're going to say, I'm going to go out somewhere and they're going to start talking to me. I don't want to start talking back because people will think I'm crazy. Our Mother Grace will tell you, so what? They'll think you crazy. First of all, they don't know who you're talking to. Hint, hint. They do not know that you're having a conversation from heart to heart, from your heart, from your chakra centers to theirs. No one in that place. You can be in a place of 50 people, 5,000 people. No one knows you're having a full blown telepathic conversation with a galactic being. So you need to carry a notebook and a pen around. Because when they start talking, you need to take notes. And that's what I'm going to say. We're going to sign out. Let our grace be your grace in every way. We love you unconditionally. We have the greatest respect for who you are. Your graduation is coming. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. What does that mean? Be yourself. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Thank you. Whew.
Too bad there's not a selenite tea to pick you up.
Well, it's around me.
Yes, it is. It's just not safe to drink.
No, don't drink it. Get it inside of an organite piece, you know.
There you go.
I have it all over me. And today I didn't even put one up here. Look at that.
Wow. And you're not sweating as much.
No, but I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Sweat coming through my eyes.
And thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very energetic and very informational. And while we have you here, is there any particular gemstones or anything else that we should put in our vehicles or if we're taking a trip? I don't mean as a good luck charm because
Oh,
that
yeah.
if you believe in that, then that means that you have fears.
Hmm.
But, like tourmaline, right, that helps against people's negative energy or stuff like that. But
Yeah. Well, you want the when you're putting gems in, they are for you, and also they're raising the vibration in and around your vehicle. So when you put them in, it's not like I put this whole cluster in together. Take your time and feel it and what it's going to do in your vehicle. Now, when you said that, I saw automatically purple fluorite or rainbow fluorite. And I also saw a lapis lazuli, as they call it. Any form, any shape is good.
Cool.
If you can get something to wear, it'll be equally better for you. So let's say you will have a small pendant hanging down, and it has, let's say, the lapis or the selenite, but you're wearing one also. You see, so when you're doing that and you step out of the vehicle, you automatically have this connection at all times.
Cool. Thank you.
You'll be led to many, many others, whichever comes to mind. Your higher self is bringing it to you, and you will be fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, Christina.
Thank you. I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wondering recently, how do you see the difference of Andara crystals to the other crystals?
Do I see a difference to them?
Hmm.
Well, what happens is I'm a selenite is my power gem because I deal with the spirit of grace, the angel of grace, and so I always have selenite throughout my home. Um, it is the powerhouse keynote gem.
Mm,
Uh, I have other gems. I was given many years ago when I lived in New Jersey. I worked at a metaphysical shop for 10 years. Every Friday, every second Saturday, I ran a group there as well. And, the owner was changing hands and selling his shop, and he says, and the young lady says, "Well, do we get to keep this big clear quartz cluster?" He says, "No, that's for Brother Francis." Why? Because he used that to bring so much love to the store that I paid over $750 for that, and I'm giving it to him as a going away gift. And I got it right in my living room. And what's sitting on top of a tiny chip of the alien moldavite? Looks like an alien face embedded in there, and then I have finger wands like this toward the edges pointing in, and then I have a selenite tower sitting in off center, but it's there, and it radiates through everything.
mm,
So, and then of course my altar has the thigh bone selenite piece and a blowing wand. So, we all are guided to whichever ones we are to have. Um, Mine just has to be my apartment is overpopulated with the selenite, but
No,
I
I don't
live
know about
in
overpopulated, right?
but I live in the state of New Mexico, and I learned, through this woman Leela Hutchison, that the Nika Mountains has a vein that runs from Mexico. The Nika Mountain cave is embedded with nothing but selenite. They closed it off many years ago. But she said that there's a vein that runs straight up through the base, right through the center. It goes right. I'm in the city called Albuquerque, and it runs right through the heart of Albuquerque, comes out the other side, goes towards Santa Fe a little bit, and heads up into Colorado. So me and Lauren are like, Benel. Woo! Gotta hang on to the door. It's like the Selenite earthquake, Selenite coming to us, you know. And then we calm down.
Sitting on top of a volcano.
Yeah, selenite, you know. So everybody has a lot. When I first got started, I didn't know what selenite was, but I was in college and I was using a lot of brown tiger eye because that's all they had available out on the market. So I had tiger's eye, brown, red tiger's eye, I had jasper, I had a lot of clear quartz, I had amethyst. And then I used to wonder why I came home with a headache, and then the headache was intense. And then I met a guy back in those days, and he says because quartz are amplifiers.
Mm.
So if you're mad, you better stay outside and clear your energy because you bring that in your house, and now it's magnified all through the house. Quartz does that; it amplifies. So once I learned to make changes emotionally and mentally for myself, then I was treated with a lot of quartz stones, and I have many. I got celestites around in here, and I got some pyrite. That's iron. You know, back in the day, that was fool's gold, the pyrite. But pyrite is connected to the sun, and carnelian is connected to the sun. But selenite is an all-purpose. It's more ancient than amethyst. So you'll know which is which. Your body will tell you. Your body will say, I need you to wear copper. I don't know if I want to wear copper. Your body's going, I need the copper. We have trace mineral in here. We need you to wear it on the outside now. So now you wear it. The body knows what it needs, and it will tell you. And you'll be fine. As Ray said once, he said, Brother Francis says, get more selenite. You never can have enough, Sparky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're a selenite salesperson.
you know, whatever you're supposed to have, you'll
Yes.
have.
It's like a commercial. This episode sponsored by Selenite. Be sure to get yours now in every room in your house and the four corners of your house and your
Right.
bed and anything else you own.
Yep, that's how it works.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
all the advice, all the wisdom.
Yeah, it'll be a good transcript if you want a little summary of which gemstones to get. And Heidi was all excited about the selenite too. So anybody else have anything for Brother Francis before we take a miniature break? Thank you again, kind sir. Always a pleasure. Love the energy, love the information, love the visitors. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And since we're running a little bit late or a lot a bit late, we're going to take like a 3-minute break and then come back with Heidi, who is going to do her Divine Love Collective and bring forth messages from the Divine Heart. Dun
We
dun
gonna
dun.
party because Heidi is here.
Be back soon.
Okay.